Witamy Państwa w dzisiejszym wydaniu Kuriera snookerowego. Nazywam się Grzegorz Biernacki i zapraszam na dzisiejszy odcinek. Znajdujemy się wyjątkowo w klubie Billboard przy ulicy Kasprzaka 7 w Warszawie i to właśnie tutaj możemy pograć na 3 stołach firmy Star, czyli dokładnie takich samych, które oglądają Państwo podczas naszych transmisji w Eurosporcie. I gość też wyjątkowy, który potrzebuje właśnie na takich stołach grać. Moim i Państwa gościem jest pierwszy i jedyny ukraiński zawodowy snookerzysta Iuliana Boiko. Hello Julian, how are you? It's so good to see you. I mean,
so good to see you too.
The circumstances are not nice because
Yeah,
I guess normally you spend time in England and you practice there. But occasionally you come back to Kiev and see your family, yes? But your family had to run away from Ukraine now, and they are in Poland, yes?
Yeah. Usually I come back to Ukraine. I even spend most of the time in Ukraine, to be fair, and occasionally like travel to England for maybe a couple of months of preparation for some tournaments. But now, my family is in Poland, so I came here to see them, and I had a great opportunity to practice with top Polish players who I'm really grateful to, and the atmosphere is great here, and I really enjoyed the conditions also. The club is amazing.
Yeah, sure. So we're going to talk about snooker mostly, but the first question that I want to ask you, it's when we shoot this, it's the 24th day of the Russian invasion on Ukraine. Is everybody safe? I mean, from your family and friends, like, how is it there?
Fortunately, my family is safe, but not all of my friends are safe. One of my best friends, he's in Mariupol, and we cannot unfortunately reach him for already 2 weeks, and nobody knows what's going on. And he has also his family there, and obviously everybody's really worried. And it's difficult to be happy and to focus on snooker in such difficult circumstances, but unfortunately there is not much we can do about the war, and we just try and help all the people who are in Ukraine with as many ways as we can, but we just hope for
it's
the
horrible.
best.
I mean, one way you're helping your country is just cheering them with your snookers. So you came here to Poland and you practice here. How was it like? You played with some Polish players, yes? Mateusz Baranowski, the Polish champion. You had some games with him, yes?
Yes, I played against Mateusz Baranowski, against Michał Kociuk, against Maciej Kusak, and just many players in the club who I had an honor to play with them, because I can see they get their inspiration, and not many times probably they see players from abroad come here, and it's just nice for them and for me also to play in like different atmosphere with different players. And so Mateusz, Michał and Maciej played very, very good snooker against me. I think all of them are really talented players. Obviously you can see why Mateusz is the number one in Poland. He's really producing some top snooker, and I think he...
What was the results on your matches? Can you tell us? You won most of them, or there were matches that Mateusz also won?
To be fair, Mateusz beaten me all the time we played.
Really?
Because he's really great, and I think he deserves to be on tour. His game is top standard, and...
But I think he knows the stable inside and outside. I mean, this is his
that's why it's
practice
also,
facilities.
Yes, that's why it's great for me, because it makes things more challenging, and when you have to try and adapt to different conditions, especially it's like Mateusz home club, and he knows here everything, and he's producing really great standards. So that's why it was difficult for me, but I'm happy that he's beaten me, because it gives me the motivation to work harder and practice harder, and probably next time I'll give him a better game.
So listen, about the practicing in England, how much of a time you spending in England practicing there, and where do you practice there?
In England, I'm practicing at Victoria Snooker Academy. Basically, I practice there almost every day from like 10 to 6 probably, and considering there are so many great players out there, it gave me a massive boost in my game, and I feel I don't perform that well in tournaments as like as I perform in practice, but still I feel that my level has grown, and I just need time and experience to really play well in tournaments.
So how much of a time you spend in England and you used to spend in Ukraine during a season? Was it like mostly in England, practicing there and playing in tournaments?
So basically, it was quite opposite. So I used to spend most time in Ukraine, but then we actually, with my team, with my dad, with my coach, normally more, we thought that I should spend more time in England because my technical side is quite all right. I mean, it doesn't need much changing. All I need to have is just more practice with the top players, and that's why this season we decided to spend more time in UK, and I was staying for 2 months straight at Victoria's Academy, and now I'm coming back to prepare for the World Championships.
Yeah, sure. And when you're there in the academy, you're trying to catch some professional players to play some matches with them, and how is it going for you? Or you practice solo, and how do you spread it?
So I don't really do much solo. I mean, I do solo practice, but maybe like 1 hour, 2 hours per day. Most of the time I spend playing with someone, and everybody in the academy is playing each other, so it's not too difficult to find your practice partner. So yeah, we just mix together and everybody plays with each other. No matter if it's like Yang Bintao, Zhao Xingtong, they're still okay to play with you, and yeah.
And as I remember, there's sometimes it's limited amount of tables, so you've got to play, because it's.
Yeah, it was quite busy during the WSF championships because Victoria Academy was a place for practice for the amateurs, but obviously during normal times it's not that busy. I mean, sometimes you have to play, but basically it's most of the time it's your own choice whether to play or to do solo.
Yeah. You mentioned your coach, Tom Limer. He used to be a Polish national coach a few years back. And what is he really helping to cope with? I mean, is it more a mental side of the game? Is he preparing you better for the tournament? Or you just work on technique and maybe tactical side of the game, like?
I think we work both on mental and on tactical side. So we're always trying to analyze my games and just find places in my game to improve, like my shot selection. And sometimes, it's difficult for me because I'm young and I don't have too much experience of playing on the tour. Sometimes it's difficult for me to see the right shots, but obviously Tom makes it clear, and
after the games, I think you discuss,
so,
yes.
Yeah, I really trust him with that, and I think we have that chemistry. We work really well together, and I think we will be working in the future together.
He's a wonderful guy, and I'm sure he's helping you a lot.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
Listen, I'm wondering how hard it is really to be a professional snooker player, because I'm sure, like in your career, there will be some better times when you're gonna go up in the rankings, maybe. But to become professional for the first time and spend their first year and then second year, it's probably the hardest time every single professional snooker player needs to face with. So, is it really mentally hard to be there, because you go for the matches and tournaments, and the standard of the game is just immense,
It actually.
Do you see it like me? Like, is it really hard for you, or you just?
It's I imagined it before I got on tour that it will be much easier, because you see sometimes. Occasionally you just you watch live streamings from matches, and you sometimes see players miss some easy balls, and you think, oh, I'm better than that. But when I got on tour, I realized how really difficult it is, and how high the standard really is. So it's really difficult to accept the losses, because when I got on tour, I was on a high, and I was expecting to. I wasn't expecting to become world champion, obviously, in 1 year, but I expected that I will get more wins. But over time, I accepted that I'm not going to win as much as I did, obviously, on the amateur circuit. So
Sure.
it's very, very different mentally, and as you said, the standard is obviously much, much higher. And
I mean, you know, when Kasper Filipiak first time turned pro as a first Polish professional snooker player, he didn't win a single match for a whole year, and you won a match in your first, you know, so you might be better than him. So listen, when we talk about professional circuit, like, can you tell me there were a couple of wins. What was the best you felt being a professional? Was it at the beginning when you just turned a professional, the feeling that you got this tour card, or was it during your first win, or what do you remember the most, like, as the happiest moment while being a professional? The most important win for you?
I don't really know what are the happy moments. I didn't experience a lot of them, to be fair.
The first win against Fergal O'Brien?
Yeah, I remember that win, but to be fair, I was happy, but the correct word is probably just relief. I was just relieved that I won that match, because I bottled it so many times, and you know, I was just happy to get over the line, but you know, I didn't on tour. I didn't have any easy wins. So all the matches I won, they had so much drama in it, and I couldn't finish the game for like
sure.
for many times. So
okay, so the second question that I'd like to ask you, the hardest moment of your career. I think I watched this match live. Was it against Mark Allen in the Gibraltar Open? I mentioned already your first win on the professional circuit against Fergal. You beat him 4-3, and then the next match you had a wonderful chance to win against Mark Allen. So you potted some incredible pink. You finished on the black, tricky black, and you missed it just by a fraction, yes. And then you left it safe, and then he put some unbelievable fluke. Yeah, like, I mean, how on earth did that black went in? I mean, what was that the hardest moment of your
obviously
snooker career?
It was very difficult to take it, but I wouldn't say it was the hardest really, because you know, I played this is one of the matches where I was quite happy with my performance. I mean, Mark Allen didn't play too well. He probably had a bad day, but still I made some good breaks there, and I potted like crazy balls at times, and you know, I was still happy even though I lost, because it was my first experience of playing in the second round, so I didn't have too many expectations. And yeah, I would say the most difficult like times in my career was the time that I had to accept that I'm not going to be winning as much as I said, like as in the amateur circuit. That was the times where I was really frustrated, and now it's easier for me. I don't really feel that bad after I lose a match. I just try to analyze and you know, to prepare better for the next tournament. But when I just got on tour, when I just started, it was really heartbreaking for me. Like every game I lost and every game I didn't play well. It was really difficult for me to take, especially considering I was younger and I didn't have experience of that many losses.
Yeah, I hope you're mentally strong enough, and with support of your coach, your family, and all the Ukrainian people, I mean, you will get through this. Because actually comparing you, maybe it's too early, but comparing you to the Polish players that were on the professional circuit, I'm gonna say it straight to the camera, they just gave up. I mean, Kasper, he didn't even try to go to Q school and qualify again, even though he already started to win some matches. And Adam Stefanov, he also just, you know, mentally he were losing, you know. He won a few games like you did, you know, but they just gave up. I mean, I hope you're not gonna give up if you, let's say, lose a tour card.
Everybody has their own reasons, so I'm not gonna be like criticizing or blaming someone, because I'm good friends with Adam, and I also was like good friend of Kasper. So I talk to them a lot, and I understand why they decided to quit the game. It's obvious. It just shows how difficult snooker is as a sport, and you know, I think I'm really grateful for all my team and my family, because when you know that they're supporting me so much, and they are not letting me to give
quit,
up.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, I'm gonna keep playing, and even if things go go really bad, or I'm ready for that, and I'm not going to give up.
They gave up, but they didn't quit. Maybe they will come back, yes, but mentally they need some time to recover. So I hope he will.
Yeah, I really want to say that I wish all the best for the guys, and I'm pretty sure that we will see quite a few Polish players on the tour anytime soon. I believe in few years maximum it will happen. So I really believe in that.
Yeah, because we were in front. We had two professional snooker players, and now you're a professional player. And from the next year, your friend Anton Kazakov, he will be a professional snooker for the next 2 years. So we are actually behind you at the moment.
Yeah, now I have a really big motivation to join Anton on tour. So either to stay on tour or get back through Q school, or because I really want to play in the tours in the same time as he does, because it will be really interesting for people to see both of us, and I don't know, just to root for both of Ukrainians. I think we will be really doing the snooker community and all the people over the country proud, and I'm really proud of Anton. The achievement he did is incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible, really. I was impressed with the results that he just did in the WSF tournament. So, listen, what are your plans? Obviously, you have 2 tournaments left, the Triple World Tour, and you're going to play Chinese players, Sushi. On 24th, you have World Championship qualifiers. And is there still a chance, because a few years back, the World Snooker Tournament mentioned if you qualify for the main stage of the World Snooker Championship, you get 2-year card automatically. Is it still on?
It's still on, and that was my main goal and my main focus for, like, since the half of the season was gone, and we saw that I probably will not make it through rankings, and we just said that we give like full energy towards the World Championship to get me into that like winning form, and I think we are doing well, because last two tournaments I've got through the first round. I mean, matches were quite scrappy, and I had so many chances to lose them, but I still managed to dig in to win, and it really gives me a boost of confidence, and we'll see how it goes with Susi, because I've played him a lot in Ding's Academy, and I know that he is a great player, and even despite his ranking position, he is capable of so much more. He's really a hard-working guy, so it's going to be an interesting match, and I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, sure. So the World Snooker Championship is your first chance to regain the place, yes? And then if it will not happen, then Q School probably. You will register for this tournament immediately, yes?
Yeah, we'll play in Q School straight away. But we'll see. Maybe I won't have to play in it. Let's hope for the best. And
I think you shouldn't put any pressure on you, because let's say even if you don't make it, then still you have a chance to go next year. WSF Championship, yes, IBSF Championship now has the tour. So what are your plans, let's say, if you don't qualify for the professional?
Yeah,
you're going to stay in England, or you're going to practice outside of England? What are your plans?
So first of all, I want to agree with you that we should like, I don't put any expectations on myself, so I know that I'm quite young and I have a lot of years to play and to go, and I just people had a lot of expectations for me like 2 years ago when I just made it on tour, and I think I didn't really live up to expectations, but that's fine, because at such young age you need to go through the learning process, and you cannot cheat it, you cannot cheat the losses, you still have to go through it. So I think if I will be out of the main tour, I'll just stay in England and prepare for the upcoming events, for Q School, for anything that's after that if I don't qualify for Q School. And I'm just trying to enjoy the game. That's my main goal, and whatever happens is just a bonus, all the wins.
Yeah, you have so much support in Ukraine and all around the world, yes, and even during these horrible times with players, yes, I'm sure. I heard many people messaged you and supported you, so I'm sure, let's say, this match against Mark Allen in Gibraltar, those defeats, I think in a couple of years' time, when maybe you will be top 32, top 16 player, you will look back at it and you will just smile, because it was all the learning process. So I'm sure you shouldn't really look at the expectation that people, you know, face you. Just keep practicing simply.
Yeah, because you know, I'm really happy that people are watching, that people are enjoying my games. But in the end, it's still, you know, it's up to me. It's what I do at the table. It's how I play. And you know, so many times people will say, he shouldn't have gone for this shot, or he should have played it differently. But in the end, it's what I do, and yeah. I just hope everything will be all right, and I really believe in that in few years' time, or even maybe next year, I'll bounce back and get some proper results.
Yeah, sure. And our Polish social media, I see many friends messaging and posting every time you win or something happens good in your career. So I hope all things that are happening in Ukraine will finish soon. I mean, it must finish right now. I mean, the situations needs to calm. I hope. I really hope Russia will just wake up and the soldiers and everybody will move away. The Ukraine will just, you know, be strong again. They will rebuild the cities and no people will die. So I just want to thank you that you're putting the smiles on Ukrainians people's faces and our faces. And right now the results, like, they are very satisfying. I mean, last 2 matches you won, the tournament. So it was very nice to talk with you, Iulian. I'm gonna look forward to the next tournament in Gibraltar. I'm gonna have fingers crossed for you in the World Snooker Championship. I hope you qualify. I mean, it happened before. Let's say the James Cahill qualified as an amateur player for the World Snooker Championship. So you also have a chance, massive chance. So
thank you so much.
Thank you. Good luck with you and your game and your family. So
thank you. Slava Ukraini.
Slava Ukraini. Thank you. I hope people will like it.
Yes.
I to by było na tyle. Bardzo Wam dziękuję za oglądanie tego odcinka do samego końca. Mam nadzieję, że poznaliście Iuliana nieco lepiej i razem ze mną będziecie trzymać kciuki za jego szybki powrót do grona zawodowców od przyszłego sezonu. Do zobaczenia w następnym wydaniu Kuriera snookerowego. Już teraz zasubskrybuj kanał Eurosportu Polska, aby zagwarantować sobie prenumeratę Kuriera snookerowego.